Hey there, what's going on? Coach Anthony Dastache from Hustle Strength and Performance TV, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the 6 foundational movement patterns that you need to master as an athlete to get faster, to get stronger, and to become a better athlete. Now, before we get into it, no matter your age, no matter your ability, no matter your goals, it always starts with these 6 movement patterns. Learning how to master them with your own body weight will set you up for success in the future, in your sport and in the weight room. Because once you master these exercises with your body weight, we'll be able to progress you to dumbbells, to kettlebells, and eventually to barbells, okay? So be on the lookout. We're gonna have plenty of videos on our page telling you how to do them properly. But for now, let's get into these 6 exercises, all right? So the first exercise is a squat. So learning how to master a body weight squat is super important as an athlete, okay? So what I like to do, we like to sit our hips back, drive your knees out, and keep your feet flat. Just like this here. Keep your shoulders back, good posture. Don't lean forward. Hips back, knees out, feet flat. Sometimes we see athletes coming forward, so that means we need to strengthen their core. There's little things we like to look out for. Sometimes we see athletes falling forward, our heels are coming up off the ground. We sit our hips back, drive our knees out, keep your feet flat, just like that, while keeping good posture here. So I like to say, let me see the logo on your shirt. So if you're wearing a shirt with a logo on it, watch yourself in the mirror and squat. All right, so that's the first movement pattern. It's the foundational movement pattern of this all. That's number 1. Moving on to another foundational movement pattern is a hip hinge. Learning how to use your hips, learning how to hinge at your hips it's simple yet effective once you get it, okay? But once we see athletes get it, their athleticism improves because they understand how to use their body. So a hip hinge, you're gonna stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and all we're gonna do, we're gonna try to sit our hips back. You're gonna feel a stretch in your hamstrings just like this. Keep your back flat. Some athletes, their back will round just like this. Try to keep your hips back and up. Knees are straight. So slight bend in your knees, don't necessarily lock them out. Slight bend, hinge at your hips and back. Hinge at your hips and back. Now you're probably wondering why this foam roller is here. Something that we like to do with our athletes at Hustle when we're teaching them the hip hinge is I tell them, hey, I want you to sit your hips back. Try to knock that foam roller off. Try to knock that foam roller to the ground with your butt. So here, get at a good distance, about a foot away, and hinge at your hips. Get your butt back, and hit it just like that. So try to hit it, try to knock it down. Teaching that movement once you understand that movement, you'll be super successful as an athlete and in the weight room. Now, moving on to this third foundational movement is a lunge. A lunge is a single leg movement that helps athletes become more athletic, more strong, and more fast as well. So the lunge is, you're gonna start with our feet together, okay? We're gonna step forward, and what I like to say, step forward just like this. We drop our hips straight down to the ground, keep your shoulders back, and then kicking back, okay? Then we're gonna do it again to the other side. Again, keep that front foot flat, hips straight down, shoulders back, hips straight down to the ground, and kick it back just like that. So if you'd like to keep it simple with this, a split squat would be a great way to start. So a split squat here, split squat position, shoulders back. Hips are going straight down, foot flat, and up, just like that. Hips straight down to the ground, and up, just like that. All right, now I'll do it for the other side here. Front foot flat, back leg elevated here. Drive your hips straight down to the ground, and up, okay? So a lunge is the third foundational movement pattern. The fourth one, we're gonna move up to the upper body a little bit. The fourth one is a pushing variation. So a push variation will work your chest, will work your triceps, will work your shoulders. Any exercise that you're doing a push variation works those muscles. So one of the most foundational movement patterns to help athletes get stronger in the gym is a push up. Okay, so I know you guys all know what a push-up looks like. Like I said, be sure to check out the how to do a proper push-up video with all the progressions you need. But for this video, a push-up we'll start where we're here. I like to have our shoulders, or hands are even with our shoulders, just like this. My toes are dug into the ground. And when we do a push-up, I like to coach it from the bottom up, to be honest with you. So here, coaching it from the bottom up will teach the athlete how to, the depth that they need to go to. So we're gonna drive our toes in the ground, hands are even with our shoulders, and we're going to press up, just like that. And then we're gonna go down nice and slow, and then hands up, and then push them back into the ground here, okay? Now, it's important on the push-ups not to sag your hips, not to have your butt up in the air. Keep your body straight, slow and controlled, and then up, okay? Now, one of the biggest cues on the push-ups that helps save your shoulders and keep your shoulders from getting injured is telling athletes to have your elbows go to the back of the room. So for me, where's the back of the room for me? The back of the room is back there. So my elbows, they aren't going like that. You see that right there? That hurt right there. So my elbows are going to the back of the room here. Here. They're not going like that, okay? So again, hands are even with your shoulders, elbows to the back of the room, and then keep your toes dug into the ground. Keep that body as straight as possible and push back up, okay? So one more here, to the back of the room and up, to the back of the room and up, okay? So the push-up is a great foundational movement. That's number 4. We're gonna move on to number 5. I'm gonna take you over here to our straps to teach you the pull variation for the foundational movement pattern. See you there. Now we're back at it over here. One of the 5th foundational movement pattern is a pull variation. So when we're doing pull variations, you're gonna work your back and your biceps, and depending if you're doing a deadlift variation, you could be using your hamstrings, your posterior chain as well. But one of the foundational upper body pulling variations that we use at Hustle for all athletes is these straps right here. So we like to call them inverted rows. They could be called TRX rows, but we call them TRX rows. And with this is the foundational movement pattern to teach athletes, how to eventually do a pull-up, okay? So with our inverted rows, there's a couple things we do. So it looks like this here. So my body's gonna be as straight as possible. I'm not sagging my hips. I'm not hyperextending my back. Here, my palms are down and I'm coming up. Just like that, okay? Now, to make it easier, you stand up more straight. To make it harder, you walk closer to the wall, okay? Now, don't sag your hips, don't hyperextend your back. Just like that. Now, inverted rows, again, you can make them easier, you can make them harder. It's all a goal to have the athletes become more stronger with their body weights, just like their push-ups, okay? So understanding how to control their body weight is super important, because once you master them, you're gonna get stronger. So the goal with this, like I said, will get them up to do a pull-up eventually. So we're gonna take you on to our 6th foundational movement pattern. It's called we're gonna do a carry variation. I'll talk to you over there. Oh, hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining me over here. Now, number 6 of our foundational movement patterns is a carry variation. Now, there's so many different carry variations. You're gonna have to check out our video of all the carry variations that you could do as an athlete. But for today's video, I'm just showing you a farmer's walk. So a farmer's walk is a staple to all the carry variations we do with our athletes here. It's a great total body activator. It's great for your grip, your forearms, your shoulders, your upper back, your core, your legs, picking up something heavy and walking for a given distance of time, okay? So with that being said, you're gonna be careful how you pick it up. Keep your shoulders back, push the ground away from you, and stand up. With the kettlebells, you're gonna watch me here. So keep your shoulders back, keep the kettlebells away from your body, big controlled steps, just like that. And then I'm gonna turn around for the video here. Now shoulders back, coming forward, big controlled steps, just like that here. Now, that's an example of a farmer's walk. That's number 6 of our carry variations for the foundational movement patterns. Guys, I hope you got some tremendous value from this video. If you have any questions on any 6 of these foundational movement patterns and how they can help you become a better athlete, don't hesitate to reach out. I've got your back. And as always, thanks for hustling. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed today's video and that it truly helped you become stronger, faster, and more confident. If it helped, can you please do me a favor and click that like button down below? And by clicking the like button, it lets YouTube and myself know that you do like this type of content and to keep making more of it. Also, comment down below with any questions that you may have, and I will personally take the time to answer them as soon as I see it. If you don't have any questions, just leave a comment and let me know how I'm doing. I truly appreciate that too. And one more thing, if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell notification down below. I'm putting out new content every week, and if you're not subscribed, you won't be notified once I put out that content. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch, and as always, thanks for hustling.